Buonasera a tutti and welcome to this interview of the Ark Forum. Today I'm very pleased to have as a guest Alessio Omassi. Alessio Omassi is a maker, as we say. So he's an expert in what we call smart manufacturing, and is going to be one of the mentors of our smart manufacturing lab. Alessio, before you say something about yourself, just let me say 2 words about why we are creating these 2 labs, which in the Ark Lab we are going to have the smart manufacturing lab and biohacking lab. And in this holistic program, as we like to say, where we are also going to work in logic, critical thinking, we have called this thematic praxeology, and also in this other important part of the program, which we call metaphysics, which is basically to try, to investigate yourself and to go through many kind of experiences, workshop that are, related to this, investigation of ourselves. This, in order to create this kind of process where we are willing to go into real problems from this kind of holistic process where we can, indeed, we can work on problems, seeing the different faces about entrepreneurship, which is to try to create an entrepreneur that is well aware not only of the technology but also of what is going on in the world, in the society, in the economic, and also what is going around inside yourself, inside himself. And so, Alessio, we met almost one year ago. We were introduced by a common friend, and just I would like that you say 2 words about yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alessio Omassi, and I'm living.
And if I could say you are from North Italy, I'm speaking from South Italy, Alessio from North Italy. If you can even say the different English, because you speak with Northern accent. Okay, go.
No, I have an accent, but from the Northeast probably.
Yeah.
And I started to work a long time ago because if you believe, I'm 41.
I don't believe that you're 41, really?
I'm 41.
Wow,
and
really?
I started work as a designer, so I'm very passionate about the design and the 3D world. So I'm very good as a 3D sculptor or a 3D modeler.
Yeah.
So I use that skill to start producing stuff.
Wonderful.
A few years ago, I began a startup competition. I met this group of guys here in my city that is the Fab Lab. They have a laboratory where I've been introduced to 3D printing, laser cutting, and all the stuff that everyone likes. Everyone that frequents these places likes.
Yes, Arduino, all these little things.
Arduino, electronics, making things by your own. This is what we do. So we have a problem and we try to solve it, discussing each other or try to make stuff.
And indeed, Alessio, this is very important that you said this, because this is actually the spirit of the Ark Lab, because in the Ark Lab we decided to have these 2 laboratories, which could say are different but also the same thing in the same time, because we are having smart manufacturing, so with a lot of stuff like this, 3D printing, Arduino, laser cutting this, and then we are also just close to it, we're going to have a biohacking laboratories, which is a kind of smart manufacturing that is going to work into biology. And this is because this is the laboratories that make things. This is what we are wanting to do. We want to make things and not just, to talk about things.
Yes. And I start to meet a lot of people, and people learn what I know, so what I can make. So they start to ask me, oh, this stuff, could you teach it to other people, or could you make me something like this? I know a person that do the same, can you talk with them? So we start to make a group of people, and I started this startup competition and with my own project. It was a project about Arduino. I made.
Wow.
I start with a necessity for a man that asked me, I need something that do this. Can you make it? And I try to experiment and study how to make these things. And I end up with at the final place at the final group in this startup competition. I won some money to invest in my own business, and I have 10 years now to manage to produce something that is sellable. Sellable
Yes,
is
this
right.
is yes, Salva. I mean, this is. I mean, the Ark Lab is going to be a program in Italy, and we are going to to listen a lot of English with Italian accent. But we are very proud about our accent. But in the Ark Lab, this is, you say something also very interesting, Alessio, because one of the peculiarity of the Ark Lab is that basically no one is a teacher, no one is a student, because we are going to gather, we call students, but it's an euphemism because we are going to basically gather serious people. And when I mean serious, are people that are really committed to do something good for themselves first and then for the outside world then as a consequence. And also people that are doers, people that want to do like you, people that just will not stop at the first problem, but they will basically learn by themselves instead.
Yes.
Indeed, we used to say that the Ark Lab, you are going to learn how to learn, basically, because today the information is everywhere. I mean, one of the mission of the Ark Lab is to try to create a new way, basically, to learn, even alternative to the mainstream education. Maybe today you don't even need to go to the university anymore because the information is everywhere. You need to learn how to learn because navigating this infinite world of information is not easy. So you know where to go, and maybe you need to have a colleague, a mentor, a friend which can say something about what you're doing, and maybe can be the right idea that can solve you. Maybe you are stuck sometime and say, okay, I'm learning myself, but I'm doing right or wrong. Who is still telling me that I'm right and wrong? This is why it's important to stay in a place, to gather real people, and to share the experience. This is why their club is going to be 2 months where mentors, visiting fellows, we as part of the team are going to share our time together, and we are going to learn each other. And there is not going to be a teacher which is going to make a typical lesson and sharing and transfer information theoretically to the others, and then you maybe understand theoretically, but then you do practice and you don't know from where to start. So can you say also something about actually what is going to happen in these labs daily? We are going to have thematics, experiments. What is your idea actually?
Well, my idea is that happens something that I really experiment with students of every level here in Italy, because I teach from the primary school to the side project of university.
Wow.
So the interesting things is when someone comes with an idea and we sit on the table and start to think about how we can improve your idea, or how we can make it to have something usable for everyone. That's what I'm aiming to find people that have ideas to be developed.
Yeah. And Alessio, the other thing that is also very interesting to say is that we are also going to work into real problems that are present here in Puglia, because this is going to be our problem is going to be here in Puglia, because again I'm going around here and I'm going to have meeting with entrepreneurs from here. And here is a kind of typical, we could say Puglia is a kind of metaphor of Italy. There are a lot of small and medium entrepreneurs that they have their own company, their own work, and they need to innovate, but they don't know how to innovate, because the university here is in another planet, so they don't speak each other's, because this is a problem today. University today is just an hyper-bureaucratic machine that is making papers. It doesn't know, it doesn't do what it should do, which is to help the local ecosystem in solving problems. I just tell you two examples. I met one friend of mine. He's a farmer. He has a very wonderful olive oil plantation, olive tree plantation, and he was saying me, I dream one day if I can get just a little widget where I can put on the ground, I can get, let's say, 2-3 datas each day. It's simple datas, could be, humidity, could be, this. So I said, listen, but this technology is here. We could do this. I don't want to say easily, but this is a problem that could be solved like this today. Yes. So, for example, this could be a thematic that we will embrace, maybe, and then we will work, and maybe we can come out with a little gadget that can be used immediately in the market. And then I met another guy that is producing, mozzarella. We are in the country of mozzarella here. So they have some kind of problem with packaging. They will do something about packaging. So they told me why we don't invent something that can, make our mozzarella inside the packaging more, more good for the transport. Or we can meet, as you said, we are also partnering here with a very good company that is, for example, manufacturing the raw material that you need to 3D printing. Yes. So we can get a lot of ideas. And this is exactly the dynamic of what is going to happen in our labs, and specifically in the smart manufacturing lab. Yes. And do you want to say something more about this, Alessio?
Well, the problem that you have in Puglia is not only in Puglia. We have same problems here in Veneto about the wine. About the wine, especially because here it starts to be really dangerous because there's vinegar everywhere.
Yeah. Yes.
In every place, so there's a lot of discussion now about where to plant the wine culture. So
yeah, yes, Alessio, this is really I could say the essence of why we decided we are going to point into the labs, because we realized that yes, innovation could be possible. We don't need to make, the new rocket for the moon, but we want to start from solving the little real problems of the entrepreneurs, because this is also a good entrepreneurial act from ourselves, because a student which has an idea or not have an idea, when he comes to our club, he will find plenty of real problems, which are then real companies. I don't even want to use the word startup. Real companies that are going to solve real problems in a real market. And this is business. This is real business. And again, I don't see this kind of dynamic, very popular in the world, because I see a lot of co-working spaces. I see a lot of people, trying to make another app or trying to make the new Facebook, but I don't see doers gathering together in order to just use the technology that we have in order to solve today the problems, and not in some 5 years plan.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that this is I think is okay for today, Alessio. I think that we are going to have also more interview in the future. Maybe we are going to talk about specific technologies. Why not? When we can talk about 3D printing one day, laser cutting for the other day, Arduino another days, or we can also talk about specific thematic of the smart manufacturing world as a whole. And but it's good because we start to get an idea, or to give an idea about the dynamic of the Ark Lab. So thank you very much, Alessio, for being here.
You're
welcome. We will see you in the Ark Lab next October. So bye bye. Ciao ciao, Alessio. Have a
Ciao.
good day.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye bye.